Bet you wish we had one of those in Pakistan, huh?
Yeah, 60 tons to get the shit done.
Oh, by the way, while you were busy chatting to, well, whoever that is that isn't your wife...
I told you, Andy, she's a journalist. Get to the point.
Yeah, well, anyway, I assembled the demining drones.
Both of them?
Well, yeah, they're by the van.
The church, where the mines are, it's sealed off now.
By IDAP?
No, NATO. They lost some guys there in the firefight. One of their EODs is helping clear the place. But, he's not exactly moving quickly.
Hey, fuckhead! You wanna watch where you're walking?
Hey, Andy,
Yep, what's up?
what's the deal with the church? Can we get in or what?
Sorry, Mac, no dice. NATO's got first dibs. They're bringing their boys home. Bag and tag. Best leave them to it.
I'll come back later. What a mess. Loose rubble everywhere.
You up at the armory, Mac? We need to make a note to sort that shit out. Probably a whole bunch of ordnance lying around.
I'll come back later.
The Army's offensive against the town. It seems like, well, a disaster, to be honest.
Yeah, they never imagined the guerrillas would put up a fight, that's for sure. The mines on the road caught them off guard, immobilized their armor. They took heavy casualties from mortar and MG emplacements, too. Some even blamed the Army command, said they gifted the enemy time to organize.
The leaflets.
Right. It was a tough call. Complying with the laws of war, it's got a price. whole families, you know?
What's that, Nathan?
Sorry, I'm talking to myself. Old habit. Just this whole mess.
The war.
Everything. I focus on my work, get the job done, but now and again, it's hard not to think what happened to the folks here.
So, Nathan, may I ask, when you first came to Oreo Castro, what were you doing there?
IDAP asked me to give some talks on landmines.
Talks? Who with?
Anyone who'd listen, really. It was all about raising awareness. I got a UXO here dug right into the wall.
Shit. You'll need the toolkit for that job. I'll get on the horn to dispatch, see what's taking them so long.
I'll come back later.
My understanding of NATO's actions, particularly against the guerrillas, it's patchy. Maybe you could help fill the gaps?
Sure. Well, aside from the odd direct engagement, it was mostly aerial support, drone strikes. Of course, that all came from the air base, the one on Stratus.
I see. Not Altis.
No. Even before they were forced to leave, their presence on the mainland didn't stack up to much. Those guys at the outpost, the ones murdered by the guerrillas, they never even got a shot off.
How come?
Not sure. I mean, it all happened at night. Big thunderstorm, heavy rain. But there are rumors. Some even claim the attackers were wearing army uniforms.
I see. That would constitute a war crime, no? An act of perfidy.
Yeah, but after the executions, in for a dime, in for a dollar. You know, Alexis' house, his workshop, it was like something from another time.
I'm not quite sure I follow.
Pounding of a hammer, back and forth of a wood saw, I don't know. Things felt simpler back then, is all. Far cry from what was to come. I remember there used to be a cafe here once. Local place. Actually, that's an understatement. I must have picked up more local curse words there than the entire rest of my time out here put together.
It sounds like quite an institution. Did it shut down when the fighting started?
Eventually. The guy who ran it, he didn't have much love for the government. I remember he used to charge the local soldiers double, called it a tourist tax. And one night he was bundled off in the back of a truck. Never saw that guy again. Strange to think kids once played here.
I assume the town was evacuated at some point.
Oh yeah, early on. Many folk left as soon as the ceasefire started to fall apart. Others fled when all those leaflets came. Just a handful of people were here for the end. You know, when I joined IDAP, we were a pretty small outfit.
And how many countries is IDAP active in today?
Now, we're pretty widespread, 50 in the global south alone. CCB, DRR, you name it, we provide aid and development for more than 60 million each year.
If you don't mind me saying, Nathan, you sound... I don't know exactly.
Look, it's great we can help so many now, just back in the day, it wasn't so much politics, you know? Those earthquakes you mentioned, weren't there some fairly bad ones not so long ago? Nothing too major. The worst came during NATO's invasion, actually. Solid 4s and 5s on the Richter scale. The soil out here is pretty loose, though. Folks were worried about gas lines getting damaged. Turns out they were right to be. All right, got the terminal.
Cool. So just connect it to a drone and, yeah, take control.
You got it?
Looking good.
So, you're gonna want to use the auto hover mode. Switch it on whenever you need to stay in one place.
Auto hover, right.
I'll arm the explosives once you've reached the minefield. Heads up. Enabling charges. Okay, now, the bombs. You only got 4. Release one and it'll drop straight down. Simple physics. If you run out, fly over to the van. There's plenty spare.
Thanks.
Having fun there?
Making things go boom, you know it. These demining charges pack quite a punch. What's in them?
500 grams of Crovex water gel, baby.
I'm out.
Don't sweat it. Steer back on over to the van. I'll rearm you. Safety's on.
Understood.
There you are. Set it down where you started, over by those white containers.
Question, how can I see if I've gotten all the mines?
Your drone's got a dedicated sensor. Get close enough, and it'll detect any nearby explosives.
All right, almost done. Gonna need another resupply.
No problem, Mac. Same deal. Nathaniel Francis McDade, how big is this minefield?
Bomb called. All right, that's it. What the fuck was that?
Relax, relax. It sounds like it came from the other side of town. You want me to take a look?
No, stay put. I'll go. Yeah, collapsed building, UXO, I bet. Skittish things at the best of times.
Disturbed by your demining activity?
Could be. That's what makes them so damn dangerous. You never know if they're gonna stay unexploded. Hello. How'd you get here?
Another find?
Mm-hmm. Laser designator. Kind of thing special forces would use to call in an airstrike.
Oh, interesting. Actually, the airstrike on the town, the details of that are fuzzy. Do you happen to remember it well? The airstrike, I mean.
Yeah. October 13th. Cluster bomb. Town was shook up pretty bad. The army just wasn't able to capture the place. And Colonel Arcanteros, he did not tolerate failure. So he asked foreign powers to intervene. Come in, break the guerrillas' resolve.
Right. And the evidence in the commission report, doesn't it point to CSAT?
Yeah. But truth can be the first casualty of war.
Sure, but didn't somebody witness them in action?
From a distance, yeah. Though he wasn't exactly what you'd call reliable. Guy was a goat herd. Barely spoke any English.
That was not in the report I read.
It never is. Still, he did say they came down by parachute, and that at least was corroborated by multiple sources.
چیزی میبینم. سلاح ایستا 600 متر سمت 285.
These operatives, then? They moved in on the castle?
Yep. Must have been a fire team at least.
آرایش لوزی بگیر.
The man who claimed to have seen all of this, is there anything else you can tell me about him?
Not much. Like I say, simple goat herd. Lived alone. Small stone shed just north of the castle.
Okay, let's get back to CSAT. What were they doing there, on Altis, at this time?
They were an embedded training team, ETT. Officially, they were just there to oversee counterinsurgency operations.
And unofficially?
Anyone's guess. A lot of different rumors. Black sites, car bombs, false flags.
درگیری تیرانداز 100 متر در جلو درگیری مسلسلچی 100 متر جلوتر
درگیری سرباز 100 متر در جلو درگیری مسلسلچی 100 متر در جلو
درگیری سرباز 100 متر در جلو
هدف مشخص
2 هدف مسلسلچی 3 هدف تیرانداز 3 برو بالا
دریافت شد هدف مشخص هدف مشخص حاضرم
سه هدف مرد جلوتر
آماده شلیکم
دو سربازها به میل خودتون شلیک کنین دو راننده سوار شو
فهمیدم هدف مشخص
The guerrillas were taken out one by one.
عقب بشینی
دریافت شد
سه سربازها به میل خودتون شلیک کنین
درگیری سرباز 75 متر جلوتر درگیری تیرانداز 100 متر در جلو
درگیری مسلسلچی 100 متر سمت راست ما هدف مسلسلچی سمت راست ما درگیری افسر درگیری سرباز.
Then, silence. If we're to believe the goat herd, they then set up a position on the battlements, moved to a vantage point on the castle's outer wall.
برو بالا.
دریافت شد. آمادم.
اون موقعیت رو داشته باش. دشمن داریم. افسر، نیم کیلومتر جنوب غرب. حرکت میبینم. هدف ناشناس. 600 متر جنوب غرب. دشمن دیده شد. هدف ناشناس. 600 متر سمت 210. دشمن دیده شد. مسلسل چی؟ 600 متر سمت 210. حرکت میبینم. هدف ناشناس. 600 متر جنوب غرب. دشمن دیده شد. هدف ناشناس. 600 متر سمت 210. حرکت میبینم. مسلسل چی؟ نیم کیلومتر جنوب غرب. دشمن داریم. نارنجک انداز ایستا. نیم کیلومتر جنوب. هدف ناشناس. 1 کلیک جنوب غرب. هدف ناشناس. 1 کیلومتر جنوب غرب.
Okay, according to my notes, several targets were identified from afar, presumably by these special forces at the castle. Once they had a handle on what was what, they called it in. A jet approached from the east and dropped a single bomb. The positions in the town were then destroyed, but the church and IDAP's camps were left untouched.
نمیتونم اجرا کنم.
سوار شو.
شنیدم. منفی. نخیر قربان.
Does that match up with events as they were given to you?
Yeah, though to manage a guided strike like that, they must have had thermal imaging. Atop of the water tower, the guerrillas had a sniper's nest. The house/fortress where Alexis lived was a key target. Barricade was damaged, but it held together.
Did IDAP have any workers operating outside the camp?
One of our doctors. He'd gone out with medical supplies despite the fighting. 3 armed off-roads were destroyed in the attack. A machine gunner had climbed up onto one of the rooftops.
So, IDAP's camp, there weren't any injuries?
No, a miracle, really. Although if we hadn't relocated to the church when we did, it would have been a different story.
چیزی میبینم. هدف ناشناس. 600 متر. سمت 210.
This doctor, did he return to the church in time, or...?
He was heading back there.
درخواست حمله هوایی به موقعیت فرستاده شد. تمام.
Copy that. Strike aircraft on the way. Out.
Do you know why the government signed off on such a heavy-handed response? A cluster bomb? That's rather indiscriminate. Even if it was laser-guided.
Sure, I mean, with a designator, you just switch it on, aim it at, well, whatever. The idea is that you remain in place, keep the laser on target. But even if it's done perfectly, a lot of uncontrolled variables. By all accounts, the town just seemed to explode. Buildings were burning for days.
And this spotter, he just disappeared?
Yeah. Last seen leaving the castle, heading west.
Let's talk about IDAP's doctor. You said he was on the way to the church. Did he make it there?
He did. It's even possible they delayed the airstrike, else it was one amazing coincidence.
آماده باش.
I can certainly say the devastation was severe. Dozens killed, combatants and non-combatants alike. The guerrillas, they were in total disarray. Many fled, retreating to the mountains. And IDAP, we did what we could, but there were so many wounded, so many we'd never be able to identify.
Nathan?
No, I'm still here. I just need to grab something real quick. This'll only take a sec.
I understand that CSAT denied any involvement.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe with good reason.
Oh?
Look, I don't know. There were shell casings found at the castle. NATO mil-spec.
Okay, so then either they were supplying the guerrillas or
they were there. Maybe trying to win back the government support. Maybe...
what?
I don't know.